Good evening, candidates. Good evening, candidates. Yeah. You are all welcome on board. Please, we are taking attendance for this interactive session. So help us to indicate your name and, if possible, matriculation number, please. And this applies to some of us who are using device names such as a hybrid capital. That does not actually show who you are. Please. Thank you. Your full name and your matriculation number. Thank you.
Huh? Seven. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, colleagues. If you can hear me, say hi. Oh, okay. Yeah. I can see the hi. I can see the highs coming. Thank you. Thank you. Please, attendance for this interactive section is highly important. We are taking this attendance serious. And that is the only reason we are waiting for just more 4 minutes, and we start. Please, again, attendance is very important. Hello, once again, good evening, Ladies and gentlemen, I hope I can be heard. And we are starting right away. Can I have evidence again that I am being heard? There is evidence that I'm being heard. Okay, good. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is I think the first or second one this year. So this is the second interactive section this year. The theme for today's own is navigating the PhD journey effectively and efficiently. With me here today, I have the Sub-Dean of the University of Lagos School of Postgraduate Studies, Dr. Aliu Shoyingbe is here with me. And beside him is actually the DR, Deputy Registrar, and Administrative Secretary of the School of Postgraduate Studies of University of Lagos, Mrs. Dora Oswata. And also I have various heads of units. I have Mr. Jacob Ogundele with me, head of our ICT unit. Any other units with me here? MSc is not the head of unit yet, but she's here with me. Abi is here with me. My PA is also here with me. We have a visitor here with us who is from TED Fund. He's our officer in charge of University of Lagos TSAS program in person of Mr. James Ghana. So we go right leg. Well, I'm going to do my presentation first, and then we have questions from various quarters. Sub-Dean, how are we doing the questions?
Yes, the questions should be
the voice of the Sub-Dean you are hearing now, please.
Good evening, everyone, once again. Yes, after the dean must have concluded his lectures, we would open the floor for questions and answer sessions. So those of us who will be talking to us, by asking your questions directly, you are welcome. While others can also post their question on the chat group. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. So I just give my address, not a lecture as the Sub-Dean has said, really. But if you take it as a lecture, so be it. Well, I'm just going to come here to enjoy myself in this presentation. And that is why I'm not changing the slides. I have Mr. Habib, our technical guru, changing the slides. So if I'm on slide 1 and he decides to put you guys on slide 4, is the one at fault, not me. So navigating the PhD journey effectively and efficiently. I start by saying that a PhD is not merely about earning a degree. It is about becoming the kind of thinker who changes the world through knowledge. Yes, I'm just quoting myself anyway. So my opening remarks, distinguished professors that are, let me also seize the opportunity to acknowledge, I'm sure some of my colleagues have joined. I've invited a couple of distinguished professors who have joined. Do I know anybody that has joined? I'm sure somebody like maybe Professor Gbiri, Professor Akala, Professor Desalu, Professor Ronke Samuel, Professor Sule Sheidu, yes, must have joined. So I welcome you all. So distinguished professors, esteemed supervisors, colleagues, members of staff of the School of Postgraduate Studies, and most importantly, our M.Phil and Ph.D. candidates of the University of Lagos. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you to this interactive session at the School of Postgraduate Studies of the University of Lagos. First and foremost, congratulations. And I say that again with a lot of emphasis. Congratulations. My dear candidates, before I say anything else, let me repeat again, congratulations. And there's a reason I'm saying this. By accepting admission into our PhD program, you have joined a relatively small percentage of people who have chosen to demand, okay, and get rewarded in a path that is seldom traveled. Let me give you this data. The percentage of people with PhD worldwide is less than 0.15. So at any point in time, you hardly find more than 0.1 having PhD in the world. So you can say it is an elitist group, so be it. But the bottom line is that the fact that you have started on a path that is seldom traveled, I congratulate you. Not congratulations because you have finished. No. Of course, finishing, that day will surely come, and it will surely come very soon by God's grace. But congratulations for beginning. Do you know how few people ever dare to attempt what you have attempted? To register for a doctorate is to raise your hand and say to the whole world, I am willing to spend years wrestling with a problem that has defeated many others in order to add something new to human knowledge. That is a rare and courageous thing to ever do. Most people never try anyway, but you have chosen to try. And that is why, once again, I am congratulating you. Many dream of pursuing a doctorate. Only very few ever summon the courage, the discipline, the resilience, and the commitment to ever begin that journey. So take a moment to honor your own decision. You have already done the hardest thing, the hardest part, what many people would never do. You have started. Now, let me help you finish, and you will finish well. So once again, congratulations is not out of place again. No matter the stage in which you are, at the beginning, in the middle, at the tail end, about graduating, congratulations, no matter what the stage. A PhD is a marathon, not a sprint. Yes, a PhD is a marathon. It is never a sprint. The PhD journey is unlike any academic program on earth. It is different from every other academic program on this planet. Any program that you have previously taken, this PhD journey is unlike it. It is not simply about passing examinations. It is about developing the ability to think critically, investigate systematically, solve significant problems, yes, and contribute original knowledge to humanity. There will be exciting moments, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, there will be. There will also be moments of uncertainty, moments of downs, moments of setback, moment of breakthrough. Please, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished colleagues, kindly enjoy every stage of this journey. Never become so focused on graduation that you forget to appreciate the privilege of becoming a scholar. See the end from the beginning, colleagues, great scholars. One of the greatest secrets of successful PhD candidates is that they begin with the end in mind. Before writing your first page of thesis, please ask yourself the following: what problem am I trying to solve? Why is this problem of any importance? Who will benefit from my research? What impact will my findings make? What should my thesis look like on the day of my defense? These are very important questions. Your destination should guide your decisions. Distinguished colleagues, A person who does not know where he or she is going will struggle to know which road to take. And this is why you must see the end from the very beginning. And by the way, you must ask 3 fundamental questions. And what are these 3 fundamental questions? Every PhD candidate should answer 3 questions before embarking on the research journey. Number 1, why am I doing a PhD? Because PhD is not for everybody. So you've got to ask yourself, why exactly am I on this journey? Never pursue a PhD simply because everyone else is doing it. No, that's not why you should do a PhD. Do it because you are passionate about creating solutions, creating outlets, creating solutions for problems, for challenges. That is why you do a PhD. Do it because you desire to contribute to knowledge. Do it because you want to make a lasting impact. As we say in management, purpose sustains perseverance. So it's not just to say, I am persevering. There must be a reason why you want to persevere, and it's because of purpose. Number 2, what problem am I trying to solve? So that's the second question you should ask yourself. It doesn't matter what stage, ladies and gentlemen, in which you are. It's possible you are about starting. It's possible you have started. It's possible you are in between. And it's possible you are even about rounding up. You should still ask yourself these questions. Number 2, what problem am I trying to solve? Every worthwhile PhD begins with a significant problem. I will take that again for emphasis. Every worthwhile PhD begins with a significant problem. Without this problem, I'm sorry, you don't have a PhD yet. Research is not about producing volumes of pages, volumes of write-ups. That is not what PhD is about, please. Research is about solving problems. The larger the problem solved, the greater the value of your thesis. Yes, the larger, the greater, the more the problem you are solving, the greater the value of your thesis. Your thesis is not merely an academic requirement. It is your proposed solution to a real-world challenge. So your thesis is actually the proposed solution to real-world problem, real-world challenge. Identify a problem that keeps policies awake, policymakers awake, yes. Those are the type of problem we are talking about. Problems that will keep policymakers, politicians awake. Identify a problem that burdens the society. Identify a problem that affects industries, that affects communities, healthcare, industries, education, governance, or the economy. So you must identify such problem. Your research should therefore matter once you have done all this. Number 3, when should I begin? When do you intend to finish? That's what it means, really. And what must be true? What must be done at each stage for that to happen? The answer is very simple for this. Immediately, now is the answer to begin. Now. Many students lose valuable months, valuable time, waiting for the perfect time. Please, let me encourage you with this. There will never be a perfect time to start. Yes, there can never be a perfect time. And that is why we say in management, the starting point is immediate. It is now. Note that there is no perfect time. Ladies and gentlemen, the perfect time is therefore now. You will refine these answers. By the way, the answers to these 3 major questions will be refined along the ways 100 times, 1,000 times even. You will keep on refining the answers. The answers to the questions I've just asked, the answers are not static. They won't be the same from the beginning to the end. And this is expected. But a candidate who begins without even provisional answers to the why, provisional answers to the how, provisional answers to the when, is a traveler who has left home without a compass. Of course, you agree with me. When a traveler leaves home without a compass, that traveler is lost already on the way. That traveler is going probably in the wrong direction. So may you not travel without your compass. Next thing, you do not have to have a great beginning. Yes, you don't have to have a great beginning, ladies and gentlemen. Many students become discouraged because they compare their first draft with someone else's final thesis. Please remember this. You don't have to have a great beginning. Should I take that again? Yes, you don't have to have a great beginning. As a matter of fact, nobody cares about your beginning. That's the very truth. Yes, nobody cares really about your beginning. Every outstanding thesis began as an imperfect first draft. Yes, every outstanding thesis I have seen in this world began as an imperfect first draft, and you keep on refining. Progress is always better than perfection delayed. Yes. Don't wait on the perfect time. That's what I'm saying in essence. Progress is always better than perfection. The PhD journey, a journey to flourishing, not a journey to perishing. Please, PhD is nothing about pulling down. Those are wrong myths. Whoever has taught you that mythology, please disregard it. Don't inculcate that habit. PhD does not stand for pulling down. And PhD doesn't mean that you are perishing. PhD is a journey to flourishing. The PhD journey should be seen as a journey to flourishing and not to perishing. While it demands hard work, discipline, perseverance, it should never come at the expense of your physical health. It should never come at the expense of your mental well-being or your family or even your spiritual vitality. No. Pursuing a doctorate is not an invitation to neglect yourself. So you should not be unkept because you are doing a PhD. You leave your hair uncombed, you leave your dress tattered, or to show that you are running a PhD. Please, that is not our principle at the University of Lagos School of Postgraduate Studies. PhD does not take your humanity out of you. Prioritize your health. Get adequate rest. Exercise regularly. Nurture meaningful relationships. Make time for recreation. Learn how to dance. Learn how to play music. Learn how to sing. Enjoy yourself. A healthy mind functions best in a healthy body. Remember, the goal is not merely to complete a PhD for the sake of completing a PhD, but to emerge from the journey as a healthier, wiser, more resilient, and more fulfilled scholar in life. Success is not measured only by the degree you earn, but also by the person you become in the process. Work-life balance is a priority. A doctorate won at the cost of your well-being is a poor bargain. Yes, I will take that again for emphasis. A doctorate won or gotten at the cost of your own well-being is a poor bargain. What we say in colloquial parlance, now bad market be that. Yes, that is really seriously bad market. And a born-out scholar can never finish, flourish as a whole person, and your scholarship will flourish with you. Integrity, the hallmark of true scholarship. Integrity. A PhD is built on trust, integrity, originality, and intellectual honesty. Ladies and gentlemen, PhD is built on trust, integrity, originality, and intellectual honesty. As emerging scholars, you must uphold the highest standards of academic integrity throughout your candidature, please, throughout your career and a lifetime. Your reputation as a researcher will be determined not only by the quality of your findings, but also by the integrity with which you conduct your research. You must avoid every form of academic misconduct, including but not limited to plagiarism. By the way, plagiarism is the highest academic misconduct. And that is presenting another person's ideas, words, work, or anything that does not belong to you as your own without proper acknowledgement. That is plagiarism. Another misconduct is inappropriate or unethical use of artificial intelligence, AI, and other digital tools in ways that compromise originality, misrepresentation of authorship, or violation of universities' academic regulations, university academic standards, data fabrication or falsification, duplicate publications. AI is a powerful tool indeed, no doubt. Nobody contests that. However, it must be used responsibly. It is an aid to guide us to enhance our productivity. However, it must never replace you. It must never replace your intellect. Use AI, therefore, responsibly, ethically, and in compliance with our regulations at the University of Lagos. Ladies and gentlemen, your degree may open doors, yes, but your integrity will determine how long those doors will ever remain open. Therefore, guide your reputation as diligently as you guide your research. For a scholar's greatest asset is not merely intelligence, but credibility. Now, on your coursework, thesis writing, and experimentation. Please, coursework, thesis writing, and experimentation can go on simultaneously. They can run concurrently. And your teachers, your lecturers, your facilitators, they are aware of this. One mistake many students make is waiting until all experiments are completed before writing, or waiting for the completion of coursework before beginning experimentation or thesis. Do not do this. Write while you research. Write while you analyze. Write while you experiment. Experiment while doing the coursework. Writing and experimentation should ideally proceed simultaneously, concurrently. This approach saves time, improves clarity, and significantly shortens the period of completion. Ethics comes first in all what we are saying, all what we are doing at the University of Lagos School of Postgraduate Studies. Ethics comes first, effective from the inception of your thesis. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished college scholars, every thesis submitted to the School of Postgraduate Studies must obtain ethical approval from the appropriate research ethics committee before the commencement of the research. No exception. Every thesis, for record purposes, I'm saying this again, every thesis submitted to the School of Postgraduate Studies of the University of Lagos must obtain necessary ethical approval before the commencement. It is the foundation of credible research. Responsible research protects the participants, safeguards integrity, and enhances the credibility of your work. Now, on your supervisors. Ladies and gentlemen, your supervisor is your greatest academic partner. Can I take that again? Your supervisor. If you have more than one, then your supervisors are your greatest academic partners, irrespective of whether they are supervisor 1 or supervisors 2. It's immaterial. Your supervisors are your supervisors, and they are your greatest partners. Your supervisor is not merely someone who signs forms, please. Your supervisor is your mentor. Your supervisor is your guide. Your supervisor is your critic. Your supervisor is your encourager. He is your academic partner. Therefore, choose wisely. Remember, by the way, you have a say in who becomes your supervisor. Yes, you do have a say. In fact, you have a major say, even than the Dean of School of Postgraduate Studies, on who becomes your supervisor. This is one of the most important academic relationships you will ever build in this world. Therefore, treat this relationship with the respect that it deserves. Protect it. Nurture it. It is a lifetime relationship. You must learn to manage your supervisor. Please, I am not saying learn how to manipulate your supervisor. Learn to manage them. This does not mean manipulation, please. It means communicating regularly, showing up at the appointed time, submitting work on schedule, not coming late for appointments. Those are the managerial aspects of managing your supervisors. Responding to corrections promptly, seeking clarifications respectfully. And when you disagree, which is bound to happen, you say it with all humility that it deserves. Even when you get to a certain situation, when it seems as if you know more than your supervisor, which is possible. Because we as supervisor, we don't have monopoly of knowledge. We don't know everything. Therefore, seek clarification respectively. Manage your language and take responsibility for your own progress. Do not shift blame. The best supervisor cannot graduate an absent student. No matter how the supervisor, how great he is, he can never graduate a student who is absent. Likewise, the most brilliant student cannot flourish without constructive engagement with the supervisor. The relationship works best when both parties communicate openly, professionally, and consistently. Now, I need to talk briefly about your registration status. Please, distinguished scholars, your registration at the University of Lagos is important. Your status is very important. Beginning from next academic session, it is important to observe these academic regulations, and they will be strictly implemented. So many of them have been there before. Processing of M.Phil and Ph.D. coursework will be on semester by semester basis. Enforcement of the withdrawal clause which has always been there, for candidates who abscond for 3 consecutive semesters without registration. Every M.Phil Ph.D. candidate must ensure that his or her registration remains current and up to date at all times, please. Please do not allow administrative neglect to jeopardize your years of academic effort. Therefore, stay engaged, monitor your registration, know your academic standing at all times. Now, your usage of social media, what I call your digital footprint, and this matters. Permit me to speak briefly about social media. Whether you realize it or not, your social media profile has become part of your academic CV. Today, CV no longer means curriculum vitae. It also means credibility and visibility. If you are credible, you are not visible, nothing. If you are visible, you are not credible, you are only making noise. Credibility and visibility are important. Employers, funding agencies, international collaborators, universities, conference organizers, and journal editors increasingly look at your online presence. Therefore, use social media wisely. Use it to share knowledge, to celebrate your achievements, to communicate research, build professional networks, and inspire others. Do not use social media as a platform for anger, abuse, insults, or uncontrolled emotional reactions. There are established institutional channels for lodging complaints and expressing dissatisfaction at the University of Lagos. Protect your reputation. Your digital footprint should open doors and not to close them. The reputation of your certificate can never be greater than the reputation of your institution. Therefore, guide the reputation of your university jealously, because therein lies the reputation of your own certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know already, we operate a no-door policy, not an open door, please. We operate a no-door policy at the School of Postgraduate Studies of this great university. Our doors are open to you. If you experience academic, administrative, personal, or supervisory challenges, please come and speak with us. Do not suffer in silence. We are ready and prepared to see you. Do not allow small challenges to become major crises. We are partners in success. It is not a servant-leader relationship. It is not a servant-master relationship. We are co-equals. We are collaborators. Your success is important to us because your success is our success. No student of this university, by the way, should be forced to buy any book. Should I repeat that? No student of this great university should be forced to buy any book. Books are to be placed in the bookshop. Names of those who buy books are never to be recorded. Class governors kindly note this. No paper should be circulated around to get the names of those who have bought books, not even the books of the Dean of School of Postgraduate Studies. Please, I can be quoted. Research, by the way, should create impact as I round up. A PhD should not end as a bound volume on the library shelf or the shelf of your supervisors. It should become a published article, a patent, a policy recommendation, a technological innovation, or a healthcare solution. Yes, that is what a PhD should give, not to end on the bookshelf, or a social intervention, a business innovation, or a policy change. Policy intervention. That is what PhD should be. Research that never leaves the library or the shelf of your supervisor has not fully achieved its purpose. Our goal, therefore, is to produce scholars whose research changes lives, whose research changes humanity, whose research makes life better for us, whose research makes this planet better than the way we met it. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, please, the PhD journey is a marathon. It is not a sprint. Therefore, celebrate every small win. Do not wait until the graduation before you begin to celebrate yourself. Celebrate, for example, approval of your proposal. Yes, maybe you have just done a classroom presentation. Celebrate it. Clap for yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Celebrate yourself. If nobody even celebrates you, celebrate yourself. Clap for yourself. Celebrate the completion of your literature review. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it was celebrating. I can tell you that. Celebrate successful data collection. Celebrate completion of your experiment. Celebrate acceptance of an article in a reputable journal. Please celebrate your ethical approval. Celebrate your successful seminars. Celebrate your successful presentation. Small victories build confidence for greater victories. Enjoy the journey. Some people survive the PhD. You will survive. I therefore encourage you to enjoy this journey. Build relationships. Should I say many? Yes. Build relationships, many. Attend conferences. Publish papers. Travel for academic engagements. Learn new skills. Develop networks. The degree will eventually be awarded. The relationships and experiments will remain, ladies and gentlemen. And my final charge, as you go on this and as you travel this journey, remember these guiding principles. 1, begin with the end in mind. 2, let your research solve a real problem. 3, write while you research. 4th, celebrate every milestone. 5th, build a healthy relationship with your supervisors. 6th, guide your integrity. 7th, stay current with your registration. 8th, obtain ethical approval before your research begins. And 9, use social media to build credibility and visibility. And lastly, never hesitate to seek help. Above all, believe in yourself. There will be difficult days. Yes, there will be difficult days. There will be moments of challenges. There will be moments when you question your abilities. Please, do not quit. Yes, do not quit. The world does not remember those who merely started this work. The world only remembers those who finished well. Allow me to leave you with these 3 thoughts. A PhD is not awarded to the most intelligent candidate. Yes, it is awarded to the candidate who remains intellectually curious, resilient, disciplined, and committed until the very end. Your thesis is more than a graduation requirement. Please, I think we should know that. It is your contribution to humanity. You do not have to begin brilliantly, but you must remain committed to finishing excellently. See the end from the beginning. Enjoy the journey. Savor it. and let your research become a legacy that outlives you. We are honored to accompany you on this great journey. We are honored to accompany you on this life-changing journey. And we look forward to celebrating your success at your convocation. Thank you. God bless you. And I wish you, on behalf of the School of Postgraduate Studies, staff, students, management, an enriching, impactful, and successful PhD journey. Once again, congratulations and God bless you all.
Thank you, the Dean, for this wonderful, well, the presentation is more than remarks, as I've said. Yes. Let me just thank our Dean for the wonderful presentation. No problem, we'll make the slide available to everyone at the end of the program. So the floor is open for questions and answers. Questions and answers. Okay. They can fit it in that. Okay, yes. Okay. Okay. Could I come? Okay, yes, thank you. Yes. Mr. Ayofilani, the floor is open. Please, your question. Mr. Ayofilani.
Yeah, hello, sir. Can you hear me, Prof? Hello.
Mr. Ayofilani, go ahead, please.
Okay, sir. Yeah, thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful. All protocol duly observed. Thank you so much for the presentation, sir. Prof, it's highly appreciated. Looking at the topic, nurturing the journey into PhD for effective and efficient journey is actually for me is actually a wonderful topic to be treated. And inside this, you actually has touched a lot of challenges that we students are actually facing. At a time, you always want to feel discouraged and all. And I just want to ask, what has been, what can be our major drive? Combining Nigeria presently with education has been a very tough challenge. Coming to school, um, um, and at a time you'll be thinking that this work that you're doing, you're actually doing it in a way that you're not motivated in a way. Maybe intrinsically you are not motivated at a point in time. What I think some of the things that you have said has actually made it look as if yes, I or we can do it. But can you just from your own wealth of knowledge and experience at this point that you think that you're actually down, what do you think will really be the trigger for your motivation, with all these challenges that you're facing around you? Thank you, sir.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Yofilani. Thank you. Shida, over to you. Yeah, you have the floor. Ebini Yanishe, you have the floor now.
Okay, let me take that of Mr. Filani first. I mean, you very fantastic question. Just two things. The first is that see the end, or like we say, management. Very often the end actually justifies the means. See the end. Always, please, I'm encouraging everybody hearing me, everyone seeing me. See the end of your thesis. See the end of your PhD, because that is what you are going to be drawing your strength from. And it is in seeing the end that is enabling you to answer the why. So your why must be very big. Why am I doing this PhD? Why am I having a doctorate program? So once your why is big enough, I can tell you, no mountain can be a limitation. No obstacle can stop you. Once your why is big enough. That is why I'm emphasizing now that, look, before starting a PhD program, first of all, make sure you have a big why. One of the big whys is in answering the question, what problem am I solving? If, for example, I want to solve the problem of health, of cancer, I want to solve the problem of housing, you know that problem is big. That problem is even bigger than me. So, and I will be looking at, oh, if I get discouraged, many people will probably lose a lot of things. So it's not about, so PhD is not really about you. When PhD is about you, distinguished colleagues, it is very easy for you to be discouraged and stop. But when you look at, when you want to give up, many people are already looking up to you to solve their problem. And you can't give up at that level. But if it's all about you, I can tell you, you will get discouraged. But let me also encourage you that I have gone through this. I did my master's, my PhD in this university. Yes, there will always be discouraging moments. There will always be downs. There will always be times you feel like giving up. There will always be occasions you feel like you are losing your sanity. There will always be situations in which you get discouraged. But that's your why. If it's very big enough, you can never be discouraged. And that's why I always say that if your mind does not stop you, nobody in this world can stop you. Your supervisor cannot stop you. I, as the dean of the School of Postgraduate Studies, cannot stop you. So please don't give up. Have a big why. See the end from the beginning. And that end is what you are aiming at. So irrespective of what you are going through, that's because you are seeing that end already, you will always surmount every problem that comes along. Can you read out some of the questions?
Yes, the issue of mentorship and grantmanship and sponsorship.
Yeah, I think the subject can answer that.
Yes, I can. Yes. 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 Let me respond to some general questions to some of our candidates who are having challenges regarding their admission letters. Please come to the PG school or send me an email and the issue will be resolved swiftly. And for some candidates who are asking questions on mentorship, sponsorship, and so on and so forth, Start with your supervisors. Your supervisors are your first mentors. Okay? And I believe some supervisors secured grants to fund the PhD journey of their PhD candidates. So many supervisors have been doing that. And there are also opportunities of mini grants. For instance, those of you who are staff candidates, you can write in conjunction or collaboration with the senior members of academics in your department, okay, to access mini grants in which you can use it to drive your PhD program. For those of us who have passed through APC, there is no need for you to bother yourselves with ethical approval. But for those that are still on the journey, please do not hesitate to seek for one before coming for APC. For those of us at Idiaraba campus, I think we have one at the College of Medicine. And for those of us on the Akoka campus, we also have the ethical committee, which your ethical approval can be channeled through. And we have it in stages. There are some studies that do not require approval, but once it passes through the ethical review, they will be the one to decide the nature of the clearance you'll be given. Yes, as we said earlier, we want to monitor your presence as regards semester by semester. We all know that some courses, most especially M.Phil and Ph.D. courses, may not be completed within a semester. But what we are saying is that no matter how long it takes you to complete a course, we want you to show us the progress. So in that wise, all M.Phil PhD courses will be available every semester for you to register. So that is that. So permit me to go through these questions. Yes, you can choose your supervisor. As this dean said during his lecture, that PhD is a journey, is a marriage. You can choose your supervisor. And at any point in time, if you are not comfortable with your supervisor, you can equally find a way. Because there are cases where supervisor will say they are no longer interested in supervising a candidate. So you also have the right as a PhD candidate to say, yes, I don't want this supervisor based on this and that. So, and that can be resolved amicably at the departmental level. It is not possible for one to register for 2 academic sessions because we run a session at a go. Now, we are still running 2025-2026 session. So you cannot register for 2026-27 session while 25-26 is still in progress. And you can also not register in retrospect. Yeah. Yes, if we have completed a session, you can't revisit that session anymore.
Yes, as the practice is for PhD application, the first step when you have the plan to come in for M.Phil or PhD, it is for you to identify a mentor, that is a promoter among the academics in that department that you will share your thoughts with. If that your mentor is not in the area of your choice, he can equally direct you to a member of staff who has knowledge or expertise in that area that you want to work on. So it is that one that will carry you and present you to the department. For instance, as I am here, I have some PhD candidates that are coming through me. So what I need to do is, based on the nature of the study, I will now look at the second supervisor that will co-supervise the students with me. That may come from my department if the case warrants. And at the moment, I'm also planning to look for supervisor from chemistry, from the Department of Chemistry, because what the candidate is doing has to do with chemistry. So that is the way it goes.
Are you sending to me?
Yes. Supervisors from between now and August 10, we will roll out forms to M.Phil PhD candidates to assess their programs, their journey so far on the PhD. Okay, which, because we need feedback. As my dean normally say, if this is where we are and we want to be here, we want to raise the bar, we need feedback from students to be able to do the needful. So we'll be dishing out forms online for candidates to evaluate the programs so that we can now discuss this with departments to see what we can do to add value to whatever we are doing now. And that is not to say we want to bring ourselves down. So yes, the frequency of meetings with supervisors is in the hands of the two parties. Whenever a candidate is ready to make presentation to the supervisors, I think that candidate should request for audience from the supervisor. And once the student is ready to be presented to the department for seminars, I believe the two supervisors will agree on that. But the point remains that we must show readiness and we must be consistent. PhD journey is not a journey that you show up today and before you show up again, maybe 3 or 4 months after. No matter the challenge you are having, please discuss it, open up to your supervisors. Yes, as you have, there is a question here, you have registered and you did not make efforts in trying to do one thing or the other, that is to make progress on your PhD journey. As we all know, time runs very fast. So the implication of that is you will run a semester without doing anything. That semester is gone. If you also repeat that in second semester, that means that session is gone. So you must have value for your money. Please, if you have registered, make sure you also do the needful so that it can count for you at the end of the session. Yes, we are not saying permission from ethics committee, approval. Okay, from ethics committee. Because most of the studies we do requires that we have contact with respondents, okay, and so on and so forth. We want to ensure that the integrity and the everything surrounding our research will not bring about litigation on us at the end of the day. So with this ethical clearance, you are rest assured that you have followed all ethical guidelines. Yes, AI, at the use of AI, what we are saying is that AI should not replace your critical thinking. We want you to use AI responsibly. Because not only subjecting your work to plagiarism check, we will also subject it to AI. Okay, so use AI responsibly. No matter what you have used AI to generate, let there be human input into it. Fund. Yes, I think we need to look at this. For the candidates, yes, my dean has said it that do not die in silence, please. Once you are not making progress as intended, and you have approached your supervisor and nothing is done, and you approach the head of department and nothing is done, please escalate it to the School of Postgraduate Studies. We will look into it. That is for the case of a candidate who is ready for seminar, but the HOD insists on delaying the seminar. Please see me at the School of Postgraduate Studies. We will do something about it. Yes, we have answered this, that you are at liberty to choose your supervisors, most especially the first supervisor. Yeah, that's all for now. Any other questions?
I was going to pose a question to the dean, if that's okay. I'm not sure if anyone can hear me.
Okay,
we can hear you.
Oh, thank you very much.
You can go ahead, please.
My name is Ebini Yanishe. Thank you very much for such a grounded and insightful speech, I must say. Sir, it was quite inspiring and very much appreciated. My question, one of my questions is to you, and the other question is to the sub-dean as well. The first question to you, sir, is that for those of us who have chosen to pursue our studies from diaspora with the hope of returning our knowledge and experience to benefit the communities where we've come from, I'll be grateful to know whether there may also be opportunities to participate in further learning, lectures, or professional development virtually from time to time. That's for you, sir. And for the sub-dean, I generated my, I was in the process of registration and generated my invoice online, but there was no account details of where I need to remit money to. So I was just, in terms of my fees, I was just wondering if the sub-dean can give some direction on that. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
Yes, thank you so much. There is no account details. Your payment is done through remitter. You have to generate remitter, and there is procedure for that. Okay, which you have to pay with your card.
I'm
ICT.
not sure what a remittance is.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
Thank
You
you
know
very
what?
much. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, contact me.
You know what you are
Okay,
doing?
then
You have our details, right?
I do, sir. Yes.
Please just contact the sub immediately after.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you very much, sir.
And
Yeah.
concerning the opportunity to facilitate, you have my contact as well, right?
I would not, well,
Yes,
from
get it
from
from the
my
sub.
letter, sir, from my admission letter, your contact is
Exactly. So the opportunities like that are available.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Yeah.
You're
Thank
welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, we round up at this level. This is if there are further questions, though we've seen some questions on on YouTube. Before we close it, Subdi, maybe you want to address some of them?
Yes, I have addressed quite a number of them. It's only that there is a question. I need more explanation on the semester registration. I have yes explained that. Then there is a question here that questioning the effect of harsh economy and the incessant hike in tuition. Yes, we do not. No, we do not. Yes, we do not increase fee incessantly. Yes, we have. Yes, exactly. The fee has been stabilized for years. For years, exactly. So, and considering the realities, the economic realities, if it were to be a private university, we would be increasing fees annually. Okay? So the ethical approval, I think I have explained on that. I will equally put up a document on that for circulation so that we will be familiar with what the process is. And the University Ethical Committee is in the Office of Research Management Office, RMO, behind the main auditorium. So when you get there, they will provide you with necessary information. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Subdin. Thank you, distinguished colleagues. Thank you, the DR. Thank you, our CA. Thank you, all heads of department that have put, heads of units of the School of Postgraduate Studies, and of course, our esteemed board members and distinguished colleagues, the professors that have joined me on this call. Let me see if I can identify any one of them. I know you are many, but thank you for joining. I will not be able to name each and every one of you. I thank you for your support. And thank you as well, our scholars, our Ph.D. scholars. It is our prayer that you have started well, and by the special grace of the Almighty God, you all will end well. Looking forward to seeing you guys at the top. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and God bless you all. Until we see you again at our next interactive session. Stay blessed.
Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, bye.
Thank you very much, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. DR, let them see your face.
Yes, sir.
Bye. Have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, thank you for the wonderful time. Bye.